I'm ready. Did you hear? So you ready for that conversation, Mr. Denver? Now that we're face to face.
Oh,
No,
by the
but
way, this
sure.
was not my intention, but it happened, so we're gonna roll with it. So
Sure.
So the idea was to be as amazing to you as you are to us. I wanted to do more of a lose weight for Denver. I got on the scale this morning. So did my wife.
Mhm.
I got quite a few emails saying that they're joining us.
you're starting
Wonderful.
a movement there, Steve-O.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
And
Well,
it's
because
all coming
we
from
have
a
your
place
back.
of love. So
Well, it's very. I appreciate that, and yeah, you like I said last night, I'm in. So let's make it happen. I weighed this morning too. I just have to convert from kilograms. These kidney places, they apparently they like the metric system. So
Yes, they do.
So I have to I have to do that.
wow.
But yeah, no, yeah, let's do this. Let's drop
least
it.
aren't
Let's
we
all
any
make
in
ourselves
stone?
healthy and
Yeah, we'll get healthy. I love that it's car talk.
right.
Like, I love that it's car talk that we're doing this on, because realistically, I know I just hopped on and all that stuff and
Yeah.
told everybody from my channel to come focus on it. But what's your favorite car, Steve-O?
Well, wait a minute. You're new here.
Okay.
What
Mhm.
was your first car, and what was your wildest car?
My first car was a Ford Mercury Topaz to piss off my grandma,
Man,
because they all had the brand new cars and the spiffy R logos and all that B logos on their cars.
What color was yours?
Mine was gold.
Gold. Oh boy.
It was the ugliest thing you'd ever seen, and you can hear it coming from like a mile away, and it didn't even matter. Didn't even matter. My flashiest car was a BMW Z3, and that car I loved.
That's pretty cool. That was those little ones with the big long nose on them and the
Yeah.
Yep, I know. what that is.
Nice.
So was that it? Like that?
Rounded a little bit, but yes.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't I hadn't thought of one of those in forever.
No.
Wow.
My mom had the opportunity to get one of those or a Ford Escort.
Oh wow.
She went with the Escort. I'm
Well,
like,
they were pretty much the same thing, weren't they?
well, no,
Yeah,
this
they
one
were
was-
pretty close to the
but this
same
one was
horsepower.
bigger. The Escort was crunched back end. It had the hatchback at the time.
Oh, okay.
So so this one had more room. I'm like, why would you not go with more room? And she went with the little Escort, and then cracked the something and ended up with a Honda Civic after that. So yeah.
Yeah, at least a Honda is pretty good. I've souped up a few Hondas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Hondas are actually they're good cars. When we sold the wife's Honda Civic Hybrid, it had 285,000 miles on it. And I just saw Chad and I were talking about it the other day. I just saw it the other day driving around, and I stopped the kid and talked to him, and it's got close to 500,000 miles on it now. And
That's
it's still
pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought of you too, Mr. Poe,
Oh,
a little bit ago.
what's that?
Even though I the spell check thing was totally unintentional. I got pulled over.
Oh, did you?
I did. I was listening to Amy Scobie and Blowing for Good on YouTube. Now, if anybody knows the newer trucks, you can play it on your stereo system.
Yep.
So no, you don't have to be watching it.
Correct.
And someone was yelling something at me, so I just kind of rolled up my window because I figured they were telling me to turn down my radio or something.
Oh, okay.
And I ignored it. Not even 5 minutes later, I was pulled over for road rage.
Wow.
Wow.
Road rage. And because he was pulling me over for road rage, he did see that my tags were expired.
Oh.
Totally forgot about it. That was my fault. I'll own it. My tags are very expensive this year, so it was a real stab to the heart.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, I'm going to be as respectful as possible. Officer, I really was just listening to YouTube and lollygagging home. Like,
Yeah.
there was no road rage. Well, we have reports of you screaming at someone. Okay. Well, what was I saying? Oh, that you were going to beat him up. Okay.
So was it a Karen that we're talking about?
I'm hoping so because, when I talked to my wife and, my confidant, they were like, there's a good chance that you were tagged by a Scientologist person. And I was like,
Oh,
well, that's just rude. If you're going to make something up, make it true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't say I threatened you. Say that I blew a booger on you or something, or
Yeah,
Right.
make it a little better than that. At least
Yeah.
put some sauce
something
on it. Come on.
decent.
Yeah. Shoot. She tried to run me off the road. She, spit
Yeah,
at
just
me. Something like
something,
that.
something. But road rage where I threatened to hurt someone, I was just like, I'm
Yes.
not 18 anymore. But then at the exact same time, he does go, he was really nice about it
Mhm.
because I was on that verge where your throat starts to choke up and you're about to cry
Yep.
because I couldn't believe I was being pulled over for something that I haven't done in years. Do I have anger
Right.
issues? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Was it happening while I was listening to Amy Scobie? No, I was really paying attention to what they were talking about.
It's-
And thought I was being too loud for the guy next to me. And it didn't
Yeah.
even dawn on me. Oh my goodness, I could have driven by a Scientologist and they just reported me.
Well, it's and Joel says it quite well, about dash cams and recording stuff. He, my daughter got rear-ended on the highway, and the kid who rear-ended her said, "Oh, well, you pulled over in front of me, you changed lanes in front of me, and then hit your brakes." And she's on the phone with me, and she's like, "Dad, what do I do?" And I said, "Tell him, oh, by the way, my dad installed front and rear dash cams on my car, and it's all uploaded to the cloud. So we'll just go ahead and pull those up when the police get here." And so the kid's story changed really quick right after that. So
Yeah, I think I do need a dash cam now because I was just
Yeah.
floored.
It sounds like
Yeah.
they're getting desperate.
you can get them for pretty cheap too. So it's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
right now my goal is to get my registration taken care of.
Yeah.
Didn't
it's-
realize that it had been since April. So I was like,
Oh my goodness! Yeah, that's a
yeah,
little more than
I had
30
no
days.
clue because mail goes to a
Never
P.O.
taken his
box.
shoes off to count the months up. Look at that.
Did you
Yeah.
really just take that? That's amazing. Yeah, because I
Yeah,
did
you
that
go
too
like
as
that,
the cop
and
was
you
leaving.
Right.
Come
I'm
off,
all-
and he's just
I
like,
can't just do 7 months off the top of my head. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I literally did that too when he was leaving, and he's like, "You keep the ticket in your car. We'll give you a fix-it ticket because you were really polite." And I was
Nice.
like, "Well, I don't
That's
have any
good.
reason not to be.
Yeah.
You're doing your job, and you listen to the fact that I didn't do anything like that, and
yeah.
it was
They have to investigate it. In most
Yeah.
states, road rage is a felony now. So
Yeah.
it's it's not just a simple thing like I mean, even just like if you threw something at their car back in the olden days, it'd just be in the lines of an assault or an attempted damage to property. But now it falls under the road rage, and you're looking at years in prison for something like that. So get yourself a dash cam and make sure you're recording everything that you're doing.
I'll put
It's-
dash cam on my wish list. I promise, because
Yeah.
everything that's not purchased, I'm gonna figure a way to purchase it. But
Do you have a Amazon wish list that's with your channel?
yeah, it's on my channel. I'll have to go in there. I'll probably ask you what's a better dash cam because that's probably the best idea, especially if people are going to be reporting that I'm threatening them through a window.
Yeah. Well, you definitely want one that records sound and video. And then I would, suggest that it does through like a Bluetooth action through your phone where it can actually record straight up to the cloud. So it can't just be someone can grab your phone or grab the dash cam and destroy it. Next thing you know, you don't have any evidence. So
Right.
Okay.
that way everything goes straight up. The ones I like are the ones that hold like a 30-second reserve of memory on them. And when you hit the button, or some of them you can actually say start recording, and it goes back 30 seconds and continues from that point. So those are nice ones, because if you get into an accident and you say start recording, or it actually some of them feel the accident and literally start recording at that point. And so it goes back to where it actually has captured the accident as part of the footage that it has. So, those are the kinds you're looking at, something like that. And definitely you want something that records both audio and video. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they make them tiny nowadays. I don't
They
have
do.
anything that small. I mean, like, smaller than a cigarette lighter. So
No, that's pretty cool because I don't want it to destroy the ambiance of my beautiful truck. I
so
was
what are
watching
you driving?
Toyota Tacoma.
Oh, those are nice. Yeah. What year?
2022.
Oh,
Yeah,
very nice.
2022.
Nice.
So Chad is driving the Cadillac Escalade Diamond.
No, that's
Series.
not Chad's. 2012 Prius plug-in, and it's green, just to piss off the people that don't like economical cars.
There you go.
And Denver, you're driving the Range Rover, was
Yeah.
it? Or yep,
Yep.
Range Rover.
That's cool.
I have a 02
I
Ford
didn't
Ranger.
picture you as a Range Rover, Denver. I pictured you as more of an El Camino.
Well, just because what I'm driving doesn't mean it's what I am.
True, but like now I got to wonder what Poe's driving. I picture Poe in the not a Cadillac, lifted Chevy Silverado.
Nope, I 02 Ford Ranger, no lift. I for me, because we have the courier service, I want to get better gas mileage. I don't want the lifted trucks. Number one, I'm going to be 55 next month.
Yeah, I did
Climbing in
mine
and
because
out
it was a
those things.
midlife crisis.
Yeah, it never was. I mean, that was my last monster truck I had,
I
and
love the police lights on top.
of course, I had those sitting in my
Nice.
garage, and I was like, "What am I going to do with those?" And I've got the spot. So I've been in the monster truck stuff for decades, but I never had the really lifted off-road trucks for my personal trucks. With the monster trucks, that was the ultimate of the off-road stuff. I didn't. So in my personal life, I wanted something that was utilitarian and convenient. Except for my BMW and then the Lamborghini Diablo, I've never really had anything that was outside of that. So it's always been more of a utilitarian kind of thing, something that I don't worry about if I get a scratch on it or a dent. So what's do you have anything like a Lambo in your history there, Miss Liz?
No, the closest that I have is actually
Have a good one, Johnny.
I did have I did suck it up for a short period of time until I realized how much my insurance was going to cost, and I did have James Bond's vehicle for a little bit.
Which one with the
The new
Aston
one.
Martin?
The nice little Aston, but I got used, and I
Those-
loved
those
that
are
little
sweet.
thing.
Wow.
Oh,
And yeah, then I had to sell it because
yeah. Now, did they have the flappy paddles for the gear shifting and everything, or was it
Yep.
the?
had the
Yeah, those are.
that was hard to get used to. I can't tell you, it gave a whole new meaning to can't find it, grind it.
Oh yeah, yeah. What was funny was when my daughter's car got wrecked, they gave her a Honda. Was it a Honda Accord? I think it was. It had flappy paddles for gear changes. I'm like, how is a Honda going to have a flappy paddle system in it? It was automatic, but you could switch it over to manual and literally shift gears as you're going. I was just like, this is insane. This is a Honda. They aren't supposed to have these things. So let's see. Hey, Juliana, welcome.
Usually.
What a beautiful group of Thetans on screen tonight. There we go. So, and did you see I've got Davey Poopy Pants up here?
Oh, did you hang him too?
Yeah,
I've
no,
still got
he's
mine.
He's hanging off the hook for my guitar. Chad was kissing his. I don't know why he was doing that.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with yours, Denver? I got to keep it high up because if the dogs see it, it's
Exactly.
gone.
Right.
And
I've had-
that's
Yeah.
that's what I was saying about mine. Roscoe, he wants it bad, but this is Claire sent it to me. I'm not gonna let him get at it. I might go and buy one just to video.
Yeah,
and show
I
it
might buy a couple just so that we can see the tearing.
Mhm.
We'll have to do.
Yep.
We'll each have to do a video together, and then we'll just release it on all of our channels with a compilation of all the dogs tearing the
Yep,
Captain Poopy Pants up.
the
So,
Chihuahua going.
yeah. Oh yeah. Roscoe does that death shake like a monster. He's something
Yep.
else. So let's see. So when is your next live, Miss Liz?
I have a live with Vanessa tomorrow. I tried to reach out to Denver. I was like, well, whatever time tonight works for you, because I wanted to hit him up for afterwards,
Oh, okay.
and I was going to be like, buddy, I've got emails of about 46 people
Mm-hmm.
that want to join into the Lose Weight for Denver.
Yeah, and
So-
remember, Denver. Remember, this isn't. It's not calling you out or making fun of you. This
No.
is
No.
literally people who love you, and
No, I know.
So this
No, we
this
just-
is an awesome thing.
We want to
So-
do it with you. I
Yeah.
know, trust me, I'm 43 years old. It is not easy to lose weight. If I have to give up rock stars, that's love, man. Because
That's love. I agree.
that is the nectar of the gods.
I agree.
You talking about the energy drinks?
Yes.
Liz? Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Did you see how many people in their 20s have had heart attacks?
I
For
go with
drinking
the
that
sugar
stuff?
free.
Wow.
Well,
I've
it's
already
not the
had a heart
sugar;
attack.
it's the caffeine and everything else in it.
Yeah.
People have literally had heart attacks and died.
Yeah, well, I already had a heart attack from cocaine. So, well, technically, it wasn't from cocaine. It was from being cold turkeyed off methadone. But, I got to stay awake somehow.
Well,
Black coffee doesn't always taste good.
That's the only way I'll drink coffee. That's the only way I'll have it. I got to have my black coffee.
I do black coffee just because there's no extra sugar and creamer that gets,
I want to try
gets
the
really-
Rifleman. That one. It's a military brand.
Oh, the Black Rifle coffee?
Yeah. Eventually, I want to try that but I don't want to die. And a friend of mine said it made him feel like he was on crystal meth because he drank it and then it was.
They do a really high caffeine coffee, and you pretty much you're ready to climb the walls after drinking that stuff. I'm one of those. Caffeine doesn't bother me. I normally I can drink a coffee right before I go to bed and go right
Me
to
too.
sleep.
I
Yeah.
can drink a Rockstar, but
Oh yeah.
I made a promise that I was going to lose weight for Denver, so I'm only allowed 2 a day.
Well, that's your first step is stopping that soda. Like I said, that I dropped probably 20 pounds just from stop drinking soda.
Yeah, and I don't drink soda.
There's
The
no
only thing I
soda
do
here.
is the sugar-free, Rockstars.
Right. Yeah, it's just
I'm
That-
probably
that-
going to make like a big batch of tea, some the rose gold tea.
see, I've never liked tea. I mean,
It
being
depends. It depends on
hillbilly,
what
it
type
does.
you have.
yeah.
Because remember, there's some types that are like,
Mhm.
ugh,
Oh yeah.
Lipton's okay, but doesn't taste the best. I prefer British tea myself. Like breakfast tea is
Mm.
my go-to tea.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
But if I got to give up, the caffeine drink, then tea will be the replacement. And because I don't drink it with sugar, I have
Oh, yeah.
0 sugar in my tea.
Well, I'm one of those people. I get up in the morning, have a cup of coffee, start my day. My wife I think she was talking to a doctor, and they were telling her, don't start your day with a hot drink. Start it with a cold drink to start your metabolism going better. And I started doing that, and I realized that suddenly I was having a lot more energy throughout the day just by starting it that way. You can have a hot drink after the cold drink, but you started off with a cold. And I was amazed at how much it was like, oh, I'm ready to go. Let's go get stuff done.
Absolutely.
With that hot coffee, I'm like, no, let's wait and let me finish this and then we'll get going. No, I had instant energy from that. So, and
So-
Steve, go ahead.
So what I was thinking, like, now that we're talking about like all this weight loss stuff, like I've got a prize card that I'm willing to put up. I mean, it's a prize card to me. Okay.
Mhm.
And this is between any of the YouTubers that want to join. Okay. So I'm going to put this card up to go to the winner. And anybody that knows Pokemon,
Oh yeah. I'll have to ask my kids. I haven't played that in so long. I don't even know.
it's one of the top 3.
Oh, is it?
It's- Yeah, it's one of the top 3. It's a big card.
Did you see that card Post Malone paid $2 million for? The Magic
Yeah,
the Gathering card?
I don't have that kind of.
Oh, good Lord.
No. Yeah, he paid
Yeah, it's
$2
called the
million
One Ring.
for it. Yeah,
Okay.
the One Ring.
Mhm.
Let's see here,
But
Joel.
if you win, Denver, I will send you Venusaur.
Well,
What you think
And
about
I'm
that,
thinking
Denver?
like I might lose like 5 pounds, but
Yeah.
if you beat my 5 pounds, Venusaur is yours. And if not,
Yeah.
you might have to send me a Denver pillow.
Give me just a second. I'm going to go grab something.
What's fair is
that
fair.
I'll throw into the
What's fair
pot
is
as
fair.
well. That's pretty rare.
Because realistically, you have turned into a brother. Like you've been there for me anytime I needed help. Like if anybody doesn't know, when you need help electronically, because some of us grew up in a cult, we're not that. Some of us are not that understanding of what are the. Some of us are just not understanding. So I reached out to Denver and he's like, you know what? Absolutely. I'll help you. And he helped me get the Amazon wish list. He helped me get the coffee thing. And then helped me set it on my page. So it made it clickable. And so
Wow.
that way people would stop saying, oh, it's in your description, but it's not clickable. And I'm like, oh, crap. But I did see this. What are the weight loss rules? May have missed them. There's no weight loss rules.
Lose weight.
The best thing is we're pretty much getting healthy for Denver, and for every pound you lose, or if you don't want to look at it as pounds, you can look at it as centimeters, you can look at it as inches. Either which way, we're doing this as we're doing this as a team. Maryland's doing it because we all want to support our brother who needs to be here in the long run. If I have a big wedding ceremony or renewal of marriage vows, I need you to be able to be here. That's just my opinion.
Deal.
And then once we get healthy, we can, go from there.
That's right.
And if you beat me, I'll give you my Venusaur.
All right. I think Venusaur is a better deal than just a pillow. So I'll have to think of something. I'll have to throw something into the pot as well.
Hey, and that's completely up to you. Ooh, what has he got? Ooh.
I don't know. I was hoping he was going to grab the Rampage game, but I think he's got clothing instead.
Oh, I'm giving away that game. No. Well, I've got a couple of things. I'll let the winner make their decision. But the first one is this was from 1993, I believe it was.
Wow.
It's the tour T-shirt for Gravedigger for that year.
Gravedigger, Sunday.
I've got another one, but unfortunately, it is locked away right now. It is a T-shirt from my first truck, my Nightbreed truck.
Ooh.
I'll have to pull it out and get some pictures for you. But there's also the campaign.
I like that
T-shirt
one.
from my state representative.
Oh, yeah.
campaign.
I'll rock the goldenrod.
Yeah.
I'll
And
look
this
pretty in
one-
that.
There were only like 30 of these made, and this one is a 3X. So,
Nice.
but
Well,
yeah,
hopefully that'll be nice and baggy on me.
there you
Yeah.
go.
Because
Yeah.
once we lose all this weight, it's just going to be like, that's a thick tee.
That's right. That's right.
And that's the thing is that I was like, this shirt right here is a 2X, and I couldn't wear it for the last probably 2 years because I put on so much weight.
Right.
And when I'm down, I think it's 85 pounds total now. So now I'm able to wear 2X shirts. Oh, I've got a whole closet full of shirts I haven't worn in years because I couldn't get in them. So it's nice to be able to do it.
Yeah, I lost a whole bunch of weight and threw away what I called my fat clothes. And then COVID hit and half the fat came back. Like it went for a
Right.
little vacation for a little bit and decided that it was done vacationing and it was time to come back.
Amy Delp, what are the weight loss rules? May have missed it. So
There hasn't been any rules. I'm challenging Denver using a Venusaur. You're, Pose using a T-shirt. I'm sure Marilyn will figure something out. Maybe one of us will fly to him and take him to dinner. I'm sure my wife would love that.
now I'm not going to take part in it because I've already lost a huge amount of weight. I don't know how much more I'm going to be able to throw down.
But here's the thing, and that's why I tell people that are already healthy,
Yeah.
it's not about it's not about how much weight you lose. It's about how good you feel about yourself.
Right.
So, and we're doing this over a 2-month period. And if you feel better than you've ever felt, that's a win.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. It's not about, it's about you and your partner being happy. That's the big thing. And I definitely know that. Is there a time frame on when is this going to start and all that?
Well, I started this morning. I even had a salad for breakfast.
Okay. Now, do they need to contact you to?
They can email me. I've got a list of emails. I've got them all noted down as to who's doing it, and they just have to keep themselves accountable. Excellent. And then, you know, once a week, not every single day, because that is very unhealthy to get on the scale every single day. But once a week, get on the scale and see how you're doing. You know, if once a week is too much, then get on the scale every 10 days. But either which way, even if you lose a half a pound in that week, it's still good because you're getting healthier than you were.
Right.
Yep. And that's, you know, it's a big thing. And it comes down to, it can be very simple things bring this about. With me, it was, I lessened my portion sizes for my meals. I started eating less every time I sat down. I noticed that I wasn't wanting the big portions anymore after a little while, and then just got up and made myself move. Liz knows, Chad knows, my body has been through horrendous things. And for me, some days getting out of bed is just a challenge in and of itself, but I just make myself get up and move. And when you start moving, that's a nice thing when you're a fat boy is that once you start moving, it's hard to stop it. So, you know, I just got up there and started doing stuff and knocked it down. My goal was to get to get to 250 or under, and I've made it, and I feel great. I can't believe the difference in how my joints feel, how my knees feel. You know, my hips don't hurt like they used to. My left thigh doesn't go numb while I'm walking around. You know, and those are and you hear that from everybody who starts gaining weight like I did. You know, suddenly you start feeling numbness in your thighs and things like that. So yeah, it's amazing when you don't have those feelings anymore, and it feels great to not have to worry about it. So
right. And for me, it's like I've played sports my whole life, and then I stopped playing sports because my shoulders start, like, if you sneeze wrong, it started doing the and it would just pop out all on its own, and it became like a party trick when your elbows like down here, your shoulders down here, and you're like, look, it's like Lethal Weapon. You know, it became a party trick. But then my knees started doing it, and you know, when you start to sound like a Rice Krispie treat, at that point it may be time to lose weight for, you know, with Denver.
Right. And, you know, what is also nice about it is, and just like doctors have said, as I'm talking to them about losing this weight, the thing is that you can do it at any point of your life. Any kind of loss like that, as long as you're doing it properly and you're not losing like 30 pounds a month, that kind of weight loss is so healthy for you. And big thing is getting up and moving and getting like the liver fat and the fat around the heart, start breaking those things down. And that's you know, those are the real problems, is the fats on the organs. You know, so I mean, I've been fortunate. I have, my body is, if I start lifting weights, doing things like that, I build muscle mass ridiculously quick. And I've always been a big guy, so you know, when I start doing that, and then the muscle pops really easily for me. So that's, you know, that's always, but once you start getting that fat down and you start seeing the muscle in there, like seeing the veins on my biceps again, that was crazy for me. And you know, I
wouldn't mind seeing a muscle or two. You know, like like would I love to see my 6-pack I had back in high school? I'd love that. I'd love that. Ooh. But let's be realistic. I can't get my weight back to high school weight. I am too old. But what I can do is my best for my brother.
Yeah, I was 295 in high school. So, you know, playing football.
I was still in the ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Barely holding on to 150.
I think, well, I can't remember if it was last night or what we were talking about. My biggest was back when I was competing in MMA, and my walk around weight was 325.
That's just nuts.
That
You
was
just
my-
don't seem.
That was my max.
But I had 23-inch biceps. I could bench 420.
Like, did you look like Eddie Hall?
Trying to. I know the wife has some pictures stuffed away somewhere. I just I had the, like the popped pecs. The gut was nice and narrow, but I wasn't six-pack cut. The big, huge arms. I didn't look like a bodybuilder, but I looked very muscular. And that was, it was, I didn't realize how much damage I was doing to my joints at that point, because what is it? Muscle weighs like 3 times what fat does.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
So that's
I was
why it's
huge.
easier for inches.
Yeah, for me, when I like with my police uniforms, to get them to fit around my biceps and my shoulders, I had to get like 4X size, and then they had to tailor them down to fit the build of my body, because otherwise it looked like I was just wearing a balloon. But but then break your back when you're that size and see how quickly it all turns into just fat. And that's the bad stuff is that if you can't keep up that daily regimen like that, and like with me, I went from working out daily, running every day, trying to keep myself in the best physical shape I could, and then breaking my back and being unable to work out for 2 or 3 years. It literally all went straight to the stomach, and that was not fun at all. Let's see, trying to see. Oh, Creepy's here. Hey, Creepy. She's saying hi to the Chadster. Chad, how'd you like the thumbnail for tonight?
Oh, I like it a lot.
Yeah, we
Very
I
nice.
love how you do your thumbnails. People always comment me, but I love how it looks like there's blood splatter on your words.
Oh, that's
Like, I need to learn how to do that.
What is that? That is it is Pixlr, Pixlr. I'll put it in the chat there. It's a free Photoshop kind of thing that you can use, and that's one of their standard fonts that they have.
Wow,
Oh, cool.
It is nice.
Yeah, and they have pre-made templates for like YouTube thumbnails and Twitter and all those. They're pre-made thumbs that you can go in and modify them any way you want to. And that particular font, it should be on there. I like that rugged looking font. Let's see.
Pixlr.
Oh yeah.
Bjornherd is what it's called. Beornheard is the name of that font.
Well, I'll be going on to that one.
Yeah,
Real
it's real
soon.
simple. Literally go to Google YouTube thumbnails, and they'll show you all different kinds of styles and all that. I like really bold looking kind of images for my thumbnails. If it's anything to do with SPTV, oftentimes you'll see either big blue in the background and it's faded out to where you can tell it's there, but it doesn't take away from the main images. Or I'll have one where I actually split big blue in half and put that in so it looks like it's being broken. So that's that's great stuff.
Put some fire in
Goldie,
it,
I'm not using the Creator Spring anymore. I use the fourth wall now, hon. Let me see if I can find that link. Let's see. I really like the fourth wall stuff.
Mr. Chad, I feel like at any moment, Davy Poo Poo is going to be like,
Hey, howdy, my neighbors.
because you got him so close to the mic. It's
Howdy, oh. I'm Mr.
Maybe.
Hanky, the
Maybe.
Christmas poo.
He's a cop. He's a pocket miscavige in my pocket.
I'm looking at
He's
all
little.
the stuff he's got back there.
Yeah.
So let's see. Chad, what was the wildest car you had?
I know it's hard to believe I never had any wild cars either, though, Paul.
Really?
I had I told you on one of the shows I had the 94 Lexus.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it because I got I mean, I was in my 20s too, but I still consider to be, I always drive conservatively. And I know you would never do this, Poe, but police officers did pull me over a lot in that car.
Oh,
And they always asked me, only car, it was red Lexus. They asked me if I had drugs in the car.
wow.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah, it's but knowing you know, who knows? You probably had some creosote or something like that in the car. You know, Chad gets into his own way that most people don't. But yeah, I bought a wrecked '99 Lamborghini Diablo and rebuilt it. Got a new title for it and everything, and ended up selling that. It was just between the insurance and everything else for them. It was way out of line for me. I had gotten it for a wing and a prayer. I got it for next to nothing, and it took a couple of years to put it back together and get it up and running. But I couldn't afford the insurance. The insurance,
Yeah,
alone
because
was
the insurance on sports cars and classic cars is astronomical. It's more than a mortgage.
Yeah. And when you think about it, the 97 to 99 Lamborghini Diablo, the average price on one is in the $200,000 to $500,000 range. You take one that has a rebuilt or salvage type title, and it's not going to go as high. It's going to go 85 to almost 200,000, depending on the quality of the build. So, the insurance company, they don't look at, it's a rebuilt title. No, they look at, well, it's a Lamborghini Diablo, so we're going to, value it out at the highest point that we can. And so that's where they base the insurance off of. And you can't just buy like PLPD or basic liability insurance. No, it's got to be full coverage. So yeah, it was I just couldn't afford it.
Not to mention, Poe, I'm sure the parts cost outrageous on those, right?
Where I was fortunate is a friend of mine has every model of Lamborghini from the Countach forward. Okay. And he had a 98 Diablo that had been hit in the back. Mine had been hit in the front. So I literally went over there. I did a lot of work for him and did a lot of stuff. Never charged him for it or anything. I just showed up at his shop one day with my toolbox in the bed of the truck and said, I'm coming to take what I want. And he's like, okay, go ahead. So, it didn't cost me that much, but after that, if I needed anything, it was going to cost, ridiculous amounts of money.
Yeah.
It's like we were talking about the motor that was in my garage that just went out, 572 cubic inch Chevy crate motor, blown, alcohol injected. This thing's got a dynoed at 1,720 horsepower. And
that's the type of engine that makes your car go.
Oh yeah. Well, Chad and I were talking. I had at one point I got sponsored by Ford SVO, and they were giving me a bunch of parts for my monster truck. And while I was there, the guy who ran the shop's like, hey, do you want an engine? And I'm like, I'll take anything you give me. And it turned out to be a 533 cubic inch Ford Hemi, the NASCAR style Hemi block. And it had an Endurley buzzard catcher alcohol injection system, 1172 Littlefield supercharger. And this thing dynoed at over 1,800 horsepower. And I went from having a 468 cubic inch, it was a standard big block Chevy. I took that and bumped it up, 454, bumped it up to 468 cubic inches, alcohol injection, maybe 600-700 horsepower, and put it in my truck. And that went from that horsepower to 1,800 horsepower overnight. And
No, I'm good. That's the truck I don't want to get into.
oh, it was insane.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Chad about it. My first run with it, when I hit the lift hill for the set of cars, I literally I just nailed it. And that truck lifted and it cleared 8 cars side by side and went about another 30 feet before it landed. And when it came down, it lawn darted. So the frame hit the ground, not the suspension, not the tires. The frame was the first thing that hit the ground and literally horseshoed my frame. Yeah.
Yeah, that's total.
Oh, it was a good one. It knocked me out. So, that's a good solid hit right there. So that's how we, in the monster truck world, that's what we call it. Yeah. That one stung me. you know, that means that it knocked the breath out of you or something like that if it was a good hard hit. And that one, yeah, they said I was probably a good 25, 30 feet in the air. And then it just started coming over and just literally lawn darted.
See, that just reminds me of like two movies. Like all of a sudden you're being chitty chitty bang bang because that car just flew.
Yep.
Or is it Grease? And then all of a sudden the car just flew.
Yeah. And I'd never, you know, this was the early stages. We'd gone from full steel bodied trucks with super heavy frames underneath of them, big, huge axles, trucks that were weighing 17, 18,000 pounds. All of a sudden, we're going to these tube chassis trucks with fiberglass bodies on them, lighter axles. And so, like mine came in at under 9,000 pounds. And then you put 1,800 horsepower on top of 9,000 pounds. We shaved the tires down. They would come in with 6 inches of cleat on the tires, and we'd shave them down to 2 inches, and you'd pull 400 pounds out of a tire just by doing that.
Okay.
So,
Again, it's that the car is meant to fly.
oh yeah. Oh, it did. And that's when I ended up, I ended up getting building a new one because that one was, I completely destroyed that one. I was able to save the axles and a lot of components, the engine and things like that. But I ended up building a whole new truck just because it was just, I had to do it. And I was making good money doing it on the side. So what are you doing, Chad?
He's got weak legs, Bo.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does.
It seems to have weak legs and a weak back. So,
he does.
yeah, I don't understand. Maybe they
He's all
modeled
talk.
it too much.
And he
after
goes
the-
right
Yeah, it's
down.
all
He goes
talk.
like that. So I mean,
Yeah.
really weak.
It's interesting how, he just bends over right in front of you like that. That's
He's
interesting.
operating.
So,
He's operating in a diminished capacity.
See, and I would make a joke. It'd be the gay.
He's a very weak person.
yeah, that's oh my gosh. I find it just hilarious how for years and years and years you never said anything bad about someone who was the head of a religious order, and now it's just like joke of the day kind of stuff. So, and by the way, I'll have you and Vanessa can be the judges on it. I'll start doing it. We'll give it a month. Got to have folks send in the absolute worst dad jokes that they have.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I am down for that. I am down. Yesterday with Marilyn was off the hook. I had her laughing.
That was good time. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes most of the time you're hearing really sad stuff out of us, or you're hearing real life experiences,
Yeah.
or we're trying to let you know how to love us. And then sometimes you just got to smile.
Right.
Yep.
And that's the thing is
Yeah.
that's why I thought, Friday, let's just do something light and easy and just have fun with it, because we're so serious about everything that we do. But Chad will tell you, it's the least watched of all of our content, but we absolutely love doing the car talk. It's so much fun. We don't have to worry about any of the other garbage that's going on. We don't have to worry about how stressful everything is. Just have a nice quiet evening, just talking about stuff. We don't, doesn't matter if we talk about it or not. The world's not going to end tomorrow.
And,
Correct.
and
That's right.
Poe and I talk about cars before the stream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's totally okay, because if I had if I honestly had a chance to talk about cars, Eleanor and I would be having a love affair. And that is my car.
Yeah.
She just doesn't know it yet.
What's the big stuff you guys got coming up for your streams here?
We do mental health checks tomorrow.
Mhm.
I was gonna, try to again convince him so we can talk about it, but now he knows, and now he's on board, and now he knows what the prizes are.
That's right.
There you go.
Because we got to stand for the brother. But
Oh yeah.
that's it. And I have my live with you on Friday, and then I have a live with Poet on Saturday.
Well, that's got to be
Yeah.
confusing.
Yeah.
Poe and Poet.
right?
Yeah.
Poe and Poe.
Yeah.
You know how many times I have boo-boo both your names? It's like sometimes like you'll comment and then he'll comment and I'm like, hey,
Yeah, I
Poet.
saw that. Yeah.
I do that.
I was like, oh,
I
they're just
spent
so
a lifetime being called John Doe, Joe Pope, Joe Poe. You know, so I'm just
Poe.
like, it don't matter to me. Just call me Poe. That's the easiest way. So, yeah,
Popo's in the house.
yeah.
Mhm.
And Denver, what do you got coming up?
So in 5 minutes, I
Yeah, I was
have
about to say.
I have Xenu Nation coming up.
Mhm.
Nice. Speaking of light and fun, we get to tear Osa a new one more time.
Excellent.
Tomorrow, I'm actually doing an interview with one of our SPTV chat contributors by the name of One Tough Chick.
Okay.
She is going to be talking about her challenges with chronic pain and utilizing a service dog. So
Oh, awesome.
yeah, so we'll be doing that tomorrow, and then Saturday will be another Xenu Nation, and that's all I know so far. Hail Xenu! Thank you, Creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Chad, what do you got coming up?
We have the one thing Denver Seal forgot to mention because these guys so busy with other projects. We got Saturdays. Oh, I know it's a few days away. Saturdays with the Nerdy Bunch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I have because I'm pretty busy this week.
We're building into to Halloween with these next few Nerdy Bunches.
It's my favorite season of the year, Halloween.
Absolutely.
Right.
I think it's
My house
for-
is going to look like a
yeah.
bloody, scary museum soon.
I'm having a heck of a time. I've been working with pumpkins on the laser. I'm carving pumpkins with the CNC the CO2 laser. I can't get them to blow up. I've been trying and trying and trying. I can't figure. I think we're just going to have to go out with a quarter stick of dynamite and just put it in one and blow it up just for the footage. So
If you take the Piccolo Peeps and you take it apart and then you draw a string out of his mouth, they blow up. 2 Piccolo Peeps for a normal 25-pound pumpkin.
Oh, there you
Pull
go.
a Gallagher on it.
yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Remember
I should
that?
make my own. What did he call that thing? The Vegematic?
Did he? I
Yeah.
forgot. I just a
Vegemite,
long
Yeah,
time
the big
ago.
Vegemite
sledgehammer.
or something.
I
Yeah.
remember what he did
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
Let's
Now
see.
I kind of want a Molotov cocktail, a pumpkin.
I got to be careful because I got the Metro Park behind me. If I do anything and burn that Metro Park down, boy, I'm gonna be in trouble. So,
Yeah, we can't have fires here either or anything like that.
Oh,
So I'll
yeah,
just have to
yeah.
go to like somewhere. I'll
Chad
figure a
gets to go up
parking
in the
lot.
mountains.
I'm not trying to start a fire.
Chad does all of his satanic rituals up in those mountains by those falls he keeps taking us to. He
That's
does-
Mhm.
secret stuff,
Never
but I
been telling
can't really
anybody about
disclose
that
that
stuff.
either way.
Shame on you. We man, let's see. Sunday night, I have Russell Miller is coming on.
That I'm excited about. I'm
Oh,
well,
my
not that I'm
gosh.
not excited
Well,
about everybody's, but I'm excited about that one.
Yeah.
It's
You'll
not
see me in
Sunday
the
night.
comments.
It's Sunday. It's going to be Sunday afternoon because of the time change. He's over in Britain. Plus, Russell's over 80 years old. So I'm not doing it on my time. We're going to do it on his schedule.
Okay.
Especially with the fact he does so few interviews. And to get this opportunity, I'm like, I'll bend over backwards. You want me to do it at 4:00 in the morning? I'll do the interview then. Just get this interview in. But
Yeah.
that's going to
Yeah,
be
because they are
amazing.
8 hours ahead.
Yeah. He's and he's the author of over 15 novels, but yet he did one on Howard Hughes. He did one on very notable people. But the minute he did one on L. Ron Hubbard, whoa, the things that started happening after that, just absolutely ridiculous. So
Yeah.
I got to thank Karen Delacarriere for helping to set that up because for me, that's a major step. And then next Sunday we have Mark Bunkers coming on.
Yes.
So,
Nice.
I've been really fortunate, and things worked out in my favor with Bunker because the guy's so busy. It's hard to get him. He does so much on his own, but he's running for re-election, and you know how it is. Get it out there any way that you can. Any kind of publication that you can get is positive publication. So,
Hey, if I lived in Florida, I'd be voting for him.
yeah, in
Absolutely.
Clearwater. I saw something really, really interesting. there's a billboard right down the road from me on I-94, and it shows a man and woman sitting on a beach looking out, and it says, "Come on board, Clearwater, Florida." I thought that was really interesting. I don't know why they would use that as a come on board. You know, why
Yeah,
not?
I'm not really sure about that one because that just gave me the Scientology heebie-jeebies and
Yeah.
made my butt pucker.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, come on board. There's nothing that there is a boat that's
Mhm.
not too far from there. So yeah, so I'm going to get a picture of that. I'll throw it up in my community tab.
Yeah,
I just saw
'cause
that and I was like,
it's all
crap.
about. Come on, everybody, come on down and join the fake Navy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Everyone's making fun of Scientology. There's a new roofing company in Buffalo, New York. Their name is Roofologists.
Really?
Yeah.
Study of roofs. Okay.
Yeah. I'm serious. I
Yeah.
wanted to get a picture, but it was in a really busy area.
Have you seen there in Toledo? There is a Church of Jesus Christ Scientologist or science, Christian Science reading
Christian
rooms.
Science. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that one because I went into one because I wasn't understanding what it was, and I walked out real quick.
They literally have a sign out front
Wow.
that says, "We are not Scientology."
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's
Yeah.
funny.
you know, a lot of people are asking about, when things are going to happen. Things are already happening. So many organizations are literally joining in the fight. They're disassociating themselves. They're distancing themselves from anything to do with Scientology. So the fight is making headway.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
they're running out of money. Think about how much they're paying out just to fight all these lawsuits they've got going on right now.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there's going to be a bunch more that are going to come on top of it. So, folks think, well, nothing's happening. Yeah, it's happening. It's just we're not seeing it. I think that when it finally collapses, it'll collapse internally, and it's not till it actually goes to ground zero that they were going to find out that something happened in Scientology because they closed the ranks so much.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Hey
So
guys,
they
I got to
closed
run.
all
right.
right, Denver.
See you
Thank you for
guys.
joining us, bud.
Thank you all.
I'm gonna head out too, everybody. I
All right.
love you guys.
All right.
I've got to
Love
go
you too,
watch
hon.
his live.
All right.
So
Aw, thank
I
I
you.
will talk to you guys soon.
All righty.
See ya.
Thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Always.
Oh, Mandy Gonzalez is here.